Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Amazon Trade Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultragear. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by none other than Kirito. Once again, the dynamic duo is back on the desk one more time here to bring you an intense game once again for today's matchup. So let's head on down over to his fixtures to see exactly who's going to be facing off against one another. And Kirito, it's going to be none other than FS going up against Godparticles, and in a way, Godparticles as a squad, they've been making a tear in their entire scene, especially when you consider the three big names being Knight Rider, Shibi, and Scargott. And with the recent additions of Ember and Logista, they had so much team play and cohesion going up against one another that, in a way, I would say that FS, their work is cut out for them. Yes, they've been making a lot of strides. Yes, they're working together as a squad really well and meshing well together, but a lot of consistency problems, especially from the side of Cortez, is holding the roster down just a tiny little bit. But in a way, if Cortez is able to show up today, Godparticles, they're going to have their own work.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough one to decide who actually has the advantage initially because both teams, they've had pretty decent success at the beginning of this tournament and they're looking quite strong today as well. As you said, obviously consistency is a big part of the game. You need to be able to consistently get the frags or do whatever you have to do as an agent or whichever role you're playing as an agent and do that for your team so that you can maintain that momentum streak that you have going. And this is a big part of the game. Hopefully they're able to maintain all that today because it's going to be a big tournament. It's going to be an absolutely insane best of three series we have for today. And it's going to be an absolute banger of a match. Hopefully both teams and the players are going to be ready and delivering for us. At least that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful for this one because in a way, both of these squads, they know what they're doing. They know what to expect. And in a way, I have to say that I want to see FS improve a lot more, especially after a couple of the games that I did see from them yesterday. I can see that FS, they have a lot to work with, they have a lot to prove, and they have a lot to give to us as a community. And in a way, when you watch them, you can see the passion in their eyes, the way that they're playing, the way that they're able to take it all away, especially in the eyes of Cactus. Cactus is just such an incredible aim star that you know for a fact that FS, they're riding on his back, but at the same time, they're trying to get off his back and get on their own 2 feet as well, slowly but surely. They're getting there. Just take a little bit more time, and hopefully going up against God Particle here, they can have that opportunity once again to bring themselves into the limelight and to be a powerhouse of a squad moving it down the line. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know what else is going to be a massive powerhouse? It's going to be Amazon and the Amazon Great Indian Festival sale. Hey, all the great deals, it's all going to be down below in the description. Just click on the link once. You're going to get taken to the Great Indian Festival sale. Incredible discounts, every single product that you can humanly imagine. I bought myself a microphone. It's going to be coming in soon enough. It's going to take a while, but I did buy myself a mic at dirt cheap prices. It was 40% off. Normally, I had to pay for like what? I had to pay like 7K, 8K. I had to barely pay 5. That is like an insane deal. You just can't get any better than that.
That's an absolute steal, and steal is going to be the name of the game for you, ladies and gentlemen. The products there are absolutely great, and the discounts are even better. So
Shipping in one day, by
make
the way.
sure, yeah.
Shipping in barely a day, by the way. You can't get it
Oh,
anywhere else
that
other
is
than
actually
Amazon.
a really big bonus I did not know of. So, what else there's to say, ladies and gentlemen? Just go to the link, check out the products, and make sure you buy something that you've always wanted for your setup, always wanted for a friend or for yourself. Doesn't matter, because you're gonna get it in an insane price. So go over there right now, and we're gonna be beginning this matchup in a short while. Before we go in aggressive, final thoughts. Who is the team that you're preferring, or sort of thinking is gonna be going in?
Yeah, especially when you consider the team that we are going to be preparing, it does really depend on the map. So let's head on over to the map video screen and see exactly what the battleground is going to look for us, who's going to be shaping up to be what. And with FS picking up Haven right off the get-go, I will say that Haven is the best possible map, but oh my god, I don't know how I feel about this matchup already. This is the exact same matchup that FS were playing when they were going up against Velocity yesterday on a different. And now, FS, they won out Haven on that one on an 18 and 16 scoreline, I personally do believe. And it was Velocity being able to take Breeze. And then on Ascent, it was another game being taken by them. So, in a way, FS, this good history repeating themselves. Can they actually perform on Breeze? Because historically, FS, their Breeze performance is lackluster to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it is picked by Godparticles. I'm pretty sure Godparticles realize that, they're not looking too strong on Breeze. Let's just go for that pick. And, speaking of Breeze, it's just such a difficult map to play with, honestly, because it's so different from the usual maps that we've been playing. Obviously, Icebox started to get a little bit more open, a little bit more dependent on gunplay in some cases. But Breeze is just another level. It's such a large map. You have to be more dependent on your aim in certain cases and the agent selection. Even I'm not sure which one should be the best one. I mean, sometimes I feel like double initiators work out. Sometimes double controllers are definitely a better option. It's just there's so much options. We don't exactly know, at least I don't, who should be the perfect agent selection for this map. But before that, we do have Haven, and it's gonna be quite a what am I gonna say? It's gonna be a very confusing map because Haven in this tournament has had its moments. If I'm being honest, aggressive, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Haven, it's hopefully it's gonna be exciting to say the least because I'm looking forward to this matchup. And we obviously have Ascent, the textbook favorite map of Valorant. So I'm hoping it's gonna go to Ascent because these two teams they're performing so well. Hopefully they're gonna keep it up today as well and give us a hell of a series. Without that, hopefully we're gonna be having an entertaining day ahead of us.
It's going to be an interesting fact in general of how both of these squads are going to be playing up against one another because when you consider Haven as a map pickup, Haven requires a lot more, let's say, potency in the way that you do a lot of your different execution. It requires you to be a lot more accurate in the way that you're taking a lot of your fights. Map control is going to be an also a very important factor whenever you're going in for pushes, rushes, slowing down, speeding up. Everything needs to be down to the wire all the time. But in this case, Haven, it's just we don't know yet because FS they have showcased what they can do. They have really strong coordination and team play on this map, and especially from the side of Coley. Coley's like an absolute beast on that A side. He can anchor it really beautifully if he has his opponent's smokes to play around. He is the smoke criminal in this situation, especially on this map. But is it going to work against God Particles? Because God Particles are the squad, they're very different and a lot more diverse in the way that they approach a lot of their different engagements, especially from the side of Knight Rider. And with the recent addition of Ember as well, and Scargot shifting onto a duelist completely, they have a lot more firepower to work with. And Scargot on a duelist, surprisingly, it's something that I personally enjoy as well. He was always the controller main, always the initiator, second initiator, sorry, being the one to possibly take the helm when they need him to. But now things are a little bit more different. Scargot on that duelist, he's been tearing up the entire server. And in a way, I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to bring on the map of Haven. Because normally on this map in particular, it's always that double initiator, single controller, and sentinel and duelist composition being the Jet being the primary duelist. Sometimes maybe picking up a Phoenix or a Reyna depending on how they feel, but it's going to be Knight Rider. He's always going to be picking up that Jet. That's his primary pickup. But as we are prepping up the game here, ladies and gentlemen, I want your thoughts. What do you expect? Are we going to be seeing a double duelist composition or a double initiator or maybe even a double controller? Things could get spicy here. We never really know for both of these teams.
Definitely, it's really hard to know what's going to happen. But as I think about the agent selection or the meta agent selection that should work best for Haven, is the double initiator just comes to
Yeah.
mind. You gotta have maybe a Sova for the retakes. Sky wouldn't be bad either. I feel like Breach would be a decent option, but just on Haven, maybe I'd steer clear of it. On the other hand, as you were talking
That's a
about,
good
having that jet is gonna be absolutely monumental. Having that ability to dash in and have those smokes covering your tracks while you're moving in, making sure the enemy doesn't know where you are while the rest of your team pushes in, followed up by those flashes. It's going to be really, really crucial for each team to have that. And besides that, the single controller is single controller and Sentinel. I think it's going to get the work done. So hopefully that will be the agent selection. And um, I actually don't know if the double controller is really viable in Haven because it's still Haven is still a very small map and controllers. What they do, they provide the smokes, the covers, and everything like that. We have Brimstone, Viper, Astra. Sure, if having that double controller in a map like Haven would be the best idea. Icebox, maybe Breeze, definitely a pretty good option, but not on Haven.
Yeah, on this map in particular, things are going to be a little bit more chaotic to say the very least. But in a way, I like that Breach because, Breach allows you to be a lot more aggressive in the way you're going to be able to take a lot of your engagement. The fights are going to be a lot more cleaner as well if you're able to execute it down properly. That's a real question. Breach and Sova can make a really good combination, but it really does depend on the team. Some teams prefer that Breach, some teams prefer that Sky. And Sky, it's just a little bit more difficult to make a lot of use out of her utility because timing is key and you can accidentally flash your opponents if you're not feeling it and if you're trying to rush past an execution. It all really does depend on the players. You don't really know what to expect there. But for now here, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take a little while longer. I personally do believe everyone's getting ready, everyone's getting prepped up. But in that sense, how do you want to move things forward here? Because on Haven, let's just say that you want to take things a little bit more slower. Because in that sense, Haven, I believe that FS should be able to take this no matter what situation. Yes, Godparticles, they are a really incredible squad here on the map of Haven. They have a really good track record, especially when you consider them going back to their Force 1 days. Haven used to be their go-to map. This is the map they always picked up. But with the recent additions of Ember and Logista, they've shifted away from Haven and now are starting to pick up Breeze a lot more frequently as well. Breeze as a map is not a well-known map for Force One. They struggle here quite heavily, but in a way, they were riding on the back of their Sentinel player, previous Sentinel player being RVK, and he was an absolute beast on this map. He was the one controlling every single cycle, and that kind of just blew apart for theirs. And now them picking up Breeze once again. Breeze is a massive question mark, but I think that this is a pickup from them just because FS is a really bad pick on this map. Because FS, like, I'm sorry to say this, but FS on Breeze, this is not something that I want to watch, man. They purely rely on their gunfight potential, and in a way, yeah, FS, their aim duels are incredible. I would say every single one of them are insane aim stars. But when it comes down to the raw strategy on that map, it feels like they're headless chickens just running around trying to find food. It literally looks like that, man.
I
Like you'll
mean,
see, you'll see if you watch a game of them on Breeze, you'll understand.
yeah, it's gonna take a while to get used to Breeze, especially if you're not that good from that good at it from the beginning of the map's release. It's gonna take a while for you to adjust, but I feel like eventually they'll get it down. Maybe they have something planned today as well. You never know. It shouldn't take that long for a team to, get used to a map, at least figure out a strat to work with. And obviously, gunfights are important, but you've got to have that little bit of utility that provides support. That's one singular smoke, that flash that you do while entering. Those are some basic utilities that I feel like are really important on a map like Breeze. Because obviously the defenders, while you're attacking the defenders, we won't really have that much of a utility advantage considering the map is so big. They're really going to have to rely on the gunfights at the initial stages. Maybe at the retakes, maybe while defending the sites, the utilities are going to come in. But till then, the attackers have the advantage to start the attack whenever they want, control the pace of the game. And I feel like that is what the side of FS or God Particles should be doing. When hopefully they're gonna provide a great match on Breeze. But for now, we're gonna be loading into Haven, and the agent selection screens are gonna be showing up. Obviously, I don't think you guys can see it, but
Yeah.
aggressive. Make walk them through what's gonna happen.
Yeah, looking at the agent selection, we can already see that it's going to be a double initiator competition, guaranteed from the side of God Particles. But for FS, they are not really well known for the double initiator based composition play, so they're going to be relying a lot more on the double duelist, a lot more based upon comfort. And in a way, the double duelist is fine. Like, honestly speaking, that's the old meta. That's how it works. You pick up that Phoenix, you pick up that Jet, and you just go ham on everyone. That's how it goes. But in a way, like, okay, another thing that we are not going to be talking about, but another thing that we could just be talking about has to be the products from the sale from Amazon here, ladies and gentlemen, of the Great Indian Festival. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that later on because the agent selection is still going on, and my producer started asking me to talk about the sale, but we're going to be talking about that soon. Don't really worry about it because I got a lot of good deals from the sale that I really want to highlight for you guys, but that's going to be later on. Just slow and steady wins the race because, in a way, the agent selection, going back onto that, double duelist, simplicity at its finest. It's just a comfortable thing entirely. But for going up against the side of a double initiator composition, it's a lot more difficult to justify them picking up a double duelist because what do you do against a double duelist composition? You try to control them, you try to stop them from entering a site. And what else is better than a double initiating composition to completely shut down a hole, shut down a push in a matter of seconds just by throwing out one flash, throwing out a shock dart, and then you're just stuck there. Plus, adding on to that, it's going to be an Astra Gravity Well, an Astra Stun to hold off the other different lanes that they can push onto. And in a way, the double duelists, they invest so much utility to get like absolutely no real estate, while you yourself had just invested what? A little bit. So in that sense, you got to invest on things that are right. And do you know what else is right? It's going to be the Amazon Great Indian Festival sale. That's where you do the real investment. That's where the investments are going to matter the most. If you want to get yourself an incredible deal, if you want to get yourself a beautiful monitor, we got you covered from the side of LG Ultragear. The discounts are going to be there. And hey, there's another discount on the time that we are spending here. So let's head on over into the matchup because the match is ready. So in that sense, Kirito, the investments of all of their utilities need to be made properly on every single avenue, because holding on to a double duelist composition is the most difficult part going up against a double initiator. If you don't use your utility properly, the sheer amount of utility that the double initiator have will overwhelm you and stop you in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult considering that they don't really have any flashes combined with the Jet Cactus. He's really gonna have to solo push this, Cortez being the only other flash for the team. They really are gonna have to, find a way to get into the site without having that flash. That is a really big help. But okay, this is gonna be really big. Knight Rider, he has no idea. He's walked into a window. Actually gonna get one frag onto Kohli. B2, he's just gonna let that happen, letting him pass back. He's trying to take him down while he's going through the tunnel into the seaside. We'll actually get the frag. It's gonna be Cortez instead through the smoke, and it's gonna be a 4 versus 4 scenario. The retake has already begun. It's gonna be the post plant. And Shivi, he's going to be walking in towards that CT. Meanwhile, Cactus, he's going to be coming in from the flank as well. Shivi with the frag onto Cortez. And Dominic, okay, the right clicks come in with a trade. Scargod's there to get that trade as well. Logi holding on into the side. 2 versus 2 scenario. Scargod will actually lose to B2. 1 versus 2. What can Logi do? As Cactus is going to send some bullets flying his way. Can he get the shot? And he's just jiggling, buying time. 1v1. Will he get that crucial headshot? No. Yeah, he just played with his food right there.
Yeah, let's just be logistic here. Like, he's not gonna be missing any of those shots. He's gonna be the one to bring it all back onto their court. And in a way, I would say that the trades were absolutely clean. They were beautiful. You have nothing to really say about this. That was the most textbook perfect pistol round from both of the sides. Yeah, it was a loss from the side of Cactus, but what could have Cactus even done? He's not in a good position. Logista was playing with his food. Just swinging left, swinging right. He just wanted to take a fight. It's gonna hurt. Sometimes you're gonna take that loss. But at the same time, it's just moving on down forward. And Cactus, he has a Marshall, but he actually sold it instead. But all the members of the side of Godparticles, they're gonna be walking into a death trap. Knight Rider's gonna be good for 1 kill, though. That the death trap that they did have set up, yeah, it's just not gonna be working. Scargod's gonna be clearing out the corner as well. He knows exactly what's up. Shots are gonna be taken. What's going?
Oh, he picks up the
picks
up the Spectre as well.
Oh,
that was a really clean play. Yeah, that was a really clean play coming in. We have the Sova, Kohli. He actually destroyed the Trailblazer, allowing Cortez to stay hidden on that right side. And they're able to get 1 frag onto Knight Rider and get that Spectre back as well. So it's going to be still the weapons leaning towards the side of the attackers. That is Godparticles, and they're going to regroup outside the C. They're gonna hit this again. They have cut off all noise, and I think they've pretty much faked the rotation, because almost all players of the side of FS are gonna be going to that B or C site. Meanwhile, the A, we have the Astro utility plays that gives the indication that they're pushing this A site. So yeah, there we go. They're in. The push has been done, and they're gonna be going for the spike plant. Shivi
30 seconds
bringing
left.
that spike. Oh, in the left side, but Kohli's actually gonna destroy. Get that frag and deny the bomb plant. It's gonna be Scargod going in for the plant again, pretty much in the same position as we go in for the retake. FS.
Oh no, Cortez! Come on!
He's having a day, hasn't he?
Oh, dude, the stars are aligning for this, man. He's just getting all of these kills. It's nobody's business. Ember's getting good for 1 kill. The 2 new players are gonna be the ones to try and show up here. It's gonna be Ember trying to pull something off, but B2 is gonna be the one to shut him down instead. Dominic from the silence is gonna be able to take up Logista. And Cortez. The way this guy is getting all of his kills, he's got 2 sneaky kills here. And in a way, if the stars are aligning for him like this, I feel it's the FS. They just be pulling off a miracle. You've got to remember, that last round was a thrifty round from their side. They invested no money whatsoever. And they got every single gun from the side of the opponents. They can play a full-on bonus. They have nothing to really worry about. Cactus can get himself an operator if he wants to. It's not a bad idea, but the fact that there's a force buy coming through from Godparticles, that's a little bit of a questionable part in my eyes. You need to take a save here because you're just snowballing your economy into the gutters while your opposition is just building up theirs.
Yeah, definitely. They're not gonna have enough money if they lose this next round. Regardless, FS are gonna have to go for a buy after this. Cortez getting the first frag onto Logi. Dominic with the follow-up. Chibi does get the trade, but B2 double kill for him, pulling out the classic. Knight Rider is actually pushed into CT, but Cactus with the Vandal puts the bullet right in the back of his head, and we're gonna see 2 clean rounds coming out of FS. Actually denying the spike plan. That was really big. Right now, the side of Godparticles, they do not have any money at all. Even if they got that spike down, maybe that would be some economic relief, but their money is in the gutters. They're gonna have to play those pistols. 3 sheriffs and a couple of classics. No armor by far. Make that 4 sheriffs, as we see Knight Rider picking one up as well. And I think the side of FS, they can pretty much guarantee this round as well, because obviously the weapons difference is there. Momentum is gonna take a hit from the side of Godparticles as well. And I think 3-1, there's not really much to deny that scoreline. As we see, they are going to be trying to push down this mid this time. Cortez holding on to the B side. He's been having a great day so far. A good start to the match. He's going to spot Knight Rider with that Sheriff outside B main. There is a Cypher Trap to hold him back. The Sova drones meet each other in that A-long. Kohli will be spotting that Wild Sky pushing in. Ember actually gets taken out. I didn't even see that frag happen. And a follow-up coming from Cactus taking down Shivi. There we go. The initiators are out of the equation. We still have Scargod. He's going to be taken down as well. Meanwhile, Lori trying to push out B main. They're just dropping like flies. They can't have a break pushing into any site. They're all just falling to the ground.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Them going in for a force buy here, it just is not working.
Oh, did he see? Did he see?
Right here.
Oh, he saw him. Oh, he saw him.
Oh, yeah, he saw him all right, but Knight Rider didn't want to risk it. They know exactly where he is. Knight Rider maybe going for 1 kill, but ooh, that Gravity Wall was clean. Gravity Wall's going to be able to catch out one, and with that, that was a flawless round. The thing is, they went in for a force buy, and the opposition got a flawless. This is where it all breaks down. The economy is going to snowball out of control at this point. You can already see some of their members are already at max money. This is going to hurt them quite a lot moving on down the line. They need to figure something out here. They need to switch everything up. And maybe, just maybe, get something down. They know for a fact they just need to go in for a couple of buys to stabilize their economy because they don't want to go over money. It's just not going to be helping them out whatsoever. With pause being taken as well, the main thing that I really want to talk about has to be Cortez. Cortez, this guy, he's been having such a rough game on the last couple that I've seen him, but today, he woke up on the right side of the bed. But sadly, I didn't woke up on the right side of the bed. Yeah, dude, in the morning, I just woke up and I just felt absolutely horrible. But at the same time, it's FS versus Godparticles.
I mean,
can't miss this.
Aggressive. I woke up to your phone call. Do you think you feel more worse than me?
That is, oh my god, dude.
Yep.
You just don't do me like that.
That was just fire in aggressive skin. And you know what else is on fire? The deals on the Great Emma's on sale. The products there are absolute lit, and the price are on fire as well. But right now we're gonna be moving on to the game because it's gonna be the 5th round coming in. And FS, they have a pretty decent lead. They have the best economy any team could wish for. They still have some bonus weapons. B2 with that Bulldog. It's still not a bad weapon to play on a buy round, if I'm being honest. And an operator for Cactus. Gonna be holding on to that C-long. If anybody dares to peek and enter his domain, he's gonna punish them. But for now, it's gonna be Kohli. He's actually gonna be trying to rule his domain. That is the A side. The gravitational well will be causing them some trouble. Ember is actually really consistent on that Astra, making life really difficult for some of these attackers. We see Knight Rider, he's going to be pushing into this A side, clearing out the first initial entrance into sewer and dashing into the side. Now the spike is going to be coming in. It is in the hands of Scargod, who's going to go for the plant. Question is he going to go for the same plant near heaven? He is walking up to that position. And he is. Maybe a shock dart is going to come into that position. Not yet, as we see the retake is immediately beginning. Ember will get a frag onto Cortez, who used the run it back. Meanwhile, so Scargod got that frag. Ember got one as well. Knight Rider. They're all getting these frags. And oh, Gravitation will brilliant coming out from him. And he's going to get the shot onto B2. Meanwhile, Cortez gets a trade, but it's all onto these two players. Cortez and Dominic, can they go for the retake?
Yeah, just go in for the try. Throw yourself into the den of the wolves. It doesn't really matter. You have enough money to go in for buys. There's not really much to worry about. But ooh,
They
Cortez.
have an
He
operator.
picks himself up an operator, and he's got to make a run for it. Yeah, this is a save round and a half right there. There is no reason why you shouldn't go in for a save, especially when you consider that, hey, Dominic, he has full armor as well. So this is a full-on save for them. They don't
Oh,
have anything to worry about. They're going to be chilling. They're going to be vibing.
did you
And
see
that's 3
what
and 2 on the
Dominic tried to
scorecards.
do there?
What?
He tried to, I think you put up a concussion or a gravitational well near that sewer and tried to block the players of Godparticles from getting out of the range of the spike detonation. They did make it out there, but you know, that would have been really a big brain play coming out of him because their money is not looking good. And having those two players die, I think it was Logista and someone else who got stuck there. And if they died, their weapons would have been gone as well. So that would have been a really big hit for the side of Godparticles if they lost their guns like that. But yeah, it didn't work out. Regardless, they're going to have the buys coming in. So gun round for this next one, the 6th round to start things off. And they're going to be going for an aggressive A push. At least Knight Rider is. Here comes the Skydog. But Knight Rider, he should know that two players are in this side, but he's not going to be checking the right angle. Kohli, he should be looking that side. We did not expect a play like that to happen, but they're all going to be holding on to this A side with full attention now. And he pushed up alone there as well. I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve. Meanwhile, Logi, he's going to be...
Ambition.
Yeah. And he's feeling ambitious as well, the Cypher Logi. He's pushing down Garage all in his own. There are Cypher utilities left, right, and center. He's going to break the tripwire to make his position known. Cactus, quick to respond. But he's skimming his way out there.
Just waiting. They're trying to find something here, but they're not really able to get much done. Holding down the fort and holding down the sideline. Scarlet's gonna be the one to draw the Seekers, maybe finding something. Logista's gonna be the first one to get that kill down on the B2. Shibi's gonna be able to take down Cortez. That's already 2 bodies on the server, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, the A side's under their control. They're just gonna be chilling. They're just gonna be vibing. Scarlet does up to go in for that reload. They heard a sound. They know for a fact that one player is playing towards the side of Graffiti. And in this 3 versus 4 situation, it's possible to go in for a retake, but they're spending way too much time here. Kohli, he does have the Hunter's Fury. He has that Recon Bolt. The Recon Bolt's gonna spot out one player at the bare minimum, but that's all that they're gonna find. There's nothing more than that. They need to clear out a lot of different angles, but Cactus, he knows what's up. Spots out one of the players, goes in for a shot. He's gonna be able to take down one right on the bottom side. It's gonna be Shibi, but Kohli's gonna be able to take down multiple for himself. But Kohli, he made a beautiful jump, but Shibi just had the better position. Poor old Kohli, he wanted to go down in style. He wanted to go in for that kill, but Shibi, he's not gonna be taking any of that jazz. Takes him down and sends him back home, but no way, that's another round for the side of Godparticles. But in the long run, I would say that still, FS, they're winning out when it comes down to the terms of economy. You can see that their eco and the eco of the side of Godparticles, they're exactly the same. They both have one more buy round to work with, even if they lose out here.
Yeah, the economy is a big factor for sort of FS right now, but you know, 2 rounds in a row coming for Godparticles, the economy will be feeling good as well, and winning this one as well will pretty much, you know, solidify their economy to be in a pretty comfortable state and pretty much destroy FS's because they're going for another force buy, but their economy won't be looking that good. I think they can go for one more buy though. We'll find out in the next round, but for now, gun round for both sides. Operator again in the hands of Cactus, and he's yet to find a frag with that. As we see, they're going to be going the side of Godparticles actually switching up and going to C this time. A very slow and methodical push. We don't see much utility from the side of B2 to actually hold on to this garage right now. But we're going to see the Astra Cosmic Divide coming in, and they're going to be doing the entry actually into the B side. They've rotated and they've debated the side of FS, but Kohli is there with the Hunter's Fury, and he's gonna get the frag on the Knight Rider and denying the spike plan. Cortez, he's ready to deny as well. He just needs the recon and the flash to make something of it, but spike will be recovered from Scargod by Scargod, and they're gonna be going towards this garage position. B2 here's all that noise, is ready for it. I think he peeked out a little bit too early, and Ember's gonna get that headshot in. Really good denial with the gravitational, the concussion from the Astra coming in, but Scargod gonna get the first strike on the Dominic. Cactus still alive with that operator. Hunter's Fury did pop up from Kohli as well, but didn't. Sorry, not Kohli. It was Shivi. I'm getting confused here.
Kohli?
Oh,
Kohli?
Logi.
Wait, no. Oh, wait, no.
They're both standing there, but as soon as he fires a bullet, Logi's just gonna. Okay, he's gonna peek in to find 2 frags, actually changing the whole game. And he's so excited he's gonna mess up the camera, but Scargod's there to save the day.
He wants to actually post a TikTok video about that because that one
Oh.
was just a clean kill right there. 3 and 4 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems like this is the Godparticles that we know and love. This is the Godparticles that are well known for Haven in particular as well. This is how you do it. This is how beautiful they can be when it comes down to the way they take a lot of their different engagements. And in that sense here, Kirito, I personally believe that Godparticles should be able to take this, but FS, they're falling apart, not in the terms of their aim, because their aim game is on point, but they're just being outplayed by a lot of the positional advantages being pulled off by Godparticles. They need to try and figure something out. They need to switch up their strategies. They need to read into whatever Godparticles are doing and then go in for the best possible opportunity here. Cortez, he's in such a beautiful spot. No one's gonna be able to spot him out here. Maybe Cortez is gonna be go for one kill. Is gonna be the one to take down Scargod instead. Shoots out one bullet, but Scargod's not gonna be able to find that headshot. He's gonna pay the price for it with his own life, and that's gonna be another body down in the ditches. Cactus gets one, and it's gonna be another kill for the side of Cortez as well.
Well, Cody's gonna send the shockers flying in that A main to deny this entry, but Shivi, he's not checking the right angles. Cortez is gonna get that frag and spike drop on him. Logi's actually gonna push to the flames, through the fire, and Knight Rider is gonna get one more on Jokoli as well. B2 missing all his shots. Oh, you don't want to see that happen. You gotta feel for that man. It's a tragedy indeed. But you know, Cactus as well trying to go for that flank. He is low on HP. Nobody can actually heal him. Oh no! Knight Rider checking the wrong angle. Dominic's gonna punish him for that. Meanwhile, Logi is gonna get the trade. But he's actually rotating to C. But Cactus, he's heard that. He needs to play this really smart because he's so low on HP. And oh, the timing! He pulled up the classic. That was the best opportunity he had. Will do some damage. But still, he knows exactly where Cactus is and going for that spike plan. Meanwhile, Cactus is aggressively pushing into the seaside. And no! Takes into the body.
He missed the headshot.
He missed the headshot. That's
Logi, you just did not get away with that. Logi, you just don't get away with stuff like that. But at the same time, hey, you had 49 HP while Cactus had only 22 HP. So hey, things would have been a lot more different if Cactus had 49 HP and you also had 49 HP. You would have died in that situation, but Cactus in this form, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. He got unlucky.
Yeah, that was actually a really important round for FS. Now their economy is gonna be, you know, not in the good side for the first time in this match. They're gonna be going for a bit of a half by couple of specters, couple of sheriffs. A classic for Cactus, who's actually gonna be playing his Blade Storms. Obviously spots out his counterpart Jet Knight Rider in the sewers region and getting him tagged by the drone as well. Cortez, he's going so aggressive. There's a tripwire right in front of him though. But he's hearing the noises of the rotation and Scargod's gonna peek any minute, but this time, this time he's not gonna miss, hitting him right in the head. The drone is coming in. So with the Cypher neural theft spotting out Cactus, he didn't even let Blade fly. Goalie's gonna fall to him as well. And the ace side. Oh, okay. Okay, Dominic, he just got shot to another world. Like, he's not even in this universe anymore.
He just fell out of his chair, man. I'm pretty sure that he broke the chair. This is why he needs to go head on down over to the Amazon, bring in the festival sale, and get yourself a new chair, man. Because I'm pretty sure that that chair is broken after him getting hit that hard by that headshot. And hey, he's gonna be able to get a good deal from it as well. Hey, you gotta remember that the Logitech chairs are quite cheap. Come on, go and grab it. Go and check out the Amazon Radiant Festival sale back at home, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm very sure that Dominic, he's gonna be checking it out right now, as we are now waiting for the next round to start.
Yeah, I mean, Ember with such a clean shot. You know the reason why he was able to hit such a clean shot? Because he's using those LG Ultragear monitors, 144 Hz, that's allowing him to see everybody before they see him. So yeah, get yourself a monitor at a good price. Come on, what are you doing? Just go back. You know, just go into that. Go into the link below.
If you want to become a pro, that's the best you can do it. Get yourself an LG Ultragear monitor. That's what the pros use. That's what you gotta use as well.
And Cortez, I don't know what happened. He got a bit confused and dazed, but he's going in for a rush with a run it back. He's gonna flash his way in. Actually, I don't know. He tried to destroy that tripwire, but failed to do so regardless. He actually paved a path for Cactus. He's actually pushing through for the flank. Meanwhile, he pushes to the seaside. Knight Rider, Shivi. They're all gonna be dominating in there. B2 is just trembling. That smoke's like, oh, don't shoot me. But lucky for him, they're gonna be staying in the site, not going too aggressive. Cactus pushing through the garage door. You know, the Astro Stars are being placed. He's gonna push and get one frag, but that's all he's good for as the team coordination isn't there. They didn't walk out together, but now in backside is B2. He's gonna find one, but there are 3 more. Neural Theft will give information on where the others are. He's gonna find one on Knight Rider. He knows there's one on flank, that being Logi. What's he gonna do? Oh, the wall banks come in. He's dinked once, body shot. And
Oh my
there
god,
to
he
clean
just
things
got
up.
played with, man. One on his left, one on his right, one just spamming it through the wall. He's like, FBI, open up! But on the other side, Scargon's like that hound. He's like, you know that dog who's like chasing after you, trying to jump through the windows? Who's just like running around everywhere. That's kind of what happened there. I feel so bad for B2. He just got pincered from 2 different angles. He had nowhere to run. He had nowhere to hide. 3 and 7 on the scorecards and Godparticles. It felt like they were giving the side of FS a chance right at the very beginning, but now they turn up the heat. They're just rushing them down every moment that they get.
I feel like the side of Godparticles, they're reading FS so well and adapting to the strategy. I feel like Cortez being a little bit aggressive in the beginning phases of this match allowed them to actually get a few rounds in. Once they know that the aggression is what's keeping FS alive, he just walks into that one. This one,
A little bit of a kiss from Night Rider.
Dude, he didn't even give him a kiss. They're so far away. He just said, no, not today.
Yes, you gotta maintain the COVID restrictions. Social distancing, people.
Oh yes,
Gotta
they're totally maintaining that. They're all wearing masks. You can't see that because the masks are the same color and the same, you know, shape. Same shape of us. Okay, we're having some controversial discussions over here, but regardless.
Oh!
All right. The dink in the head, no chance for B2. He had a share that could have been a really good shot. But yeah, it's gonna be an 8-3 score line, and FS. It seems like they've fallen apart. Seems like they need to diversify their strategy a little bit more to keep Godparticles on their toes. But the exact opposite has happened. Godparticle, they're reading these aggressive pushes, the set pieces on where the agents are so well. They're able to not only come back but make a dominant lead out of this half.
This is how it's gonna work. This is how it's all gonna begin, and this is how it all could end as well. Because that cursed 9-3 scoreline, in a way, I would never want to go in for a 9-3. I just don't. Even in my ranked games, I would personally throw that one round just so that I don't have that 9-3. The amount of times there is a possibility of a comeback from that one scoreline, I don't want to risk it, but it feels like, in a way, they're gonna risk it to biscuit with Ember going in for the second peak, and Cortez sadly misses out on that shot. The crosshair placement was good, but movement was not. Got the wrong initial shot here, and that's gonna hurt them. Ember's gonna be able to take 2 free kills for himself. Being able to shut down multiple. Scargon missed that shot on Nicole. Not gonna be able to kill him, but deals a good chunk of damage, and there is no heal for him either. Coley, 9 HP. Yes, nothing. He's gonna die here. Oh, how many times is he gonna get away with this? Dude, he's been doing this for the last 3 rounds.
You are divided.
And now, with the positions already being held and Logistas holding down from the back and corner, Scargon gets a kill on Coley. Coley jumps down, and once again, it's a tragedy. Once more, what is happening for the side of FS? They didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. It's gonna be the side of Godparticles being able to wake up on the right side instead. Things are gonna be good. Things are gonna be beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be another problem happening down already. 3 and 9 on the scorecards. The cursed scoreline's already on the books here. And in a way, how can you make yourself push even forward? Push even further forward? Because now your double duelist composition, yes, it's a little bit more stronger. Because you're on the attacking side, Haven's an attacking sided map, and you can get a lot of value out of it. But the thing is, I don't think you can rely on that as often as you can. It's still 3 and 9. It's still possible for them to hold down the fort, but it's just not there. It's just not there. Against this double initiator based competition, especially after what I've seen from them, I don't know how FS have a chance of trying to circumvent this. Cactus is gonna get tagged down to low HP. Poline's also gonna take a good chunk of damage, and in that sense, they have all the information in the entire world. Knight Rider's pushing up as well. the entirety of A is under their control. Even A Long's under their control. And Knight Rider, he's just gonna keep on pushing. He's not gonna go anywhere. Shots are not gonna be missed. P2's gonna be good for 1 kill, but that's just what he's gonna get. That's just 1. They lost out on a Sova. They lost out on their initiative before they even got into a site here, Kirito.
Yeah,
Things
that
are
is
just
not
not a good thing.
That is not what they wanted to happen in the start of this second pistol round, but they are going to be making their way to A now. Can they find? They need to find that opening frag for going in, and it's going to be Cortez leading the charge with a flash. It's going to actually deny him any way to enter. Instead, it's going to be B2 falling. And now the push is looking that much more unlikely. 3 versus 4 scenario as they're going to be walking into the meat grinder. Molly comes out, but we have all these players that are just waiting there for them to walk in, and it's going to be a 1 versus 3 all onto Cortez. He's falling back. Recon, every bit of utility is pushing him back. But can he get the frag is the question. He's still holding, and he's going to go for the wide swing and got taken out. And we're going to see 10-3 scoreline coming in. Not how they wanted this pistol round to go.
Yeah, that's just would expected it to be a little bit better, but at the very end, it was just a 1-2 uppercut punched in the face and just a takeout right then and then. 3 and 10. That's gonna hurt. Right at the very end as well, Cortez's picture got taken just to commemorate the situation just a little bit more. You know, just to make sure they live through it, post it on their Instagram as well. And hey, speaking of Instagram, you should follow our Instagrams as well at the rate the Esports Club. All of the amazing content that you see here on the Amazon Great TV Festival, it's all gonna be there. And hey, that lineup is also gonna be there. Also,
All right,
beautiful push and a kiss from Cactus. Like Cactus is trying to kiss everyone today, man, but no one wants it.
all right.
Everyone wants to
Don't make it
maintain the
sound
social
weird,
distancing.
aggressive. Don't
Hey,
make it
that's not
sound
sounding
weird.
That is not sounded weird. Because hey, Scargod, no, listen. Scargod was saying that, yo, Cactus, you have really bad breath right now, dude. You gotta carry a mint on you.
Oh, you just that's come on, you didn't have to do him like that, man. Even I'm getting stammered here. But yeah, that is certainly an aspect of the match that matters at hand. But we're gonna see the buy round.
He's there having fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, who wouldn't want that little kiss every single round? But yeah, it's gonna be
Okay,
buy
bro.
round coming in. If you can make it weird, I can as well. But you know what else is weird? Scargod, he's pushing out aggressively with the classic, a ghost. Not sure if that was the wisest of option. Knight Rider is going to be joining him as well. But he's still alive. He's trying to push up to window, but holding patiently. Ember's backing him up, but they're going to fall back. And back into the site they go. Meanwhile, it's going to be Cactus actually making a lot of progress, entering into this A side, and he's all the way in. Now the spike plan is going down from Kohli, and they're going to have side under their control, but retake is already underway from Knight Rider. He's dashing his way in, but getting taken out. Look at that! They got denied by FS, and we're going to see around, I think, all the way going in favor of them. It's 1 versus 5. I mean, obviously they had the better weapons, but maybe one frag, a couple of frags would not have been a bad thing for the side of Godparticles. Logi will find one, but he's trying to get a second one, but Dominic's there with a double peak, getting his third of the match. 11-4 is the scoreline, and I guess they're still in this matchup. Thing is, can they close out this huge gap to the side of Godparticles have formed?
It's a really difficult one in general. What to consider of how you want to even try and come back from this. Yeah, you lost out on 1 round, but does it really matter? Because in a sense, in the last round, Scargod kind of went into the open, just try to swing in and take a fight against the Vandal. He's gonna die out, yeah, but they're now even stronger than ever. They have an operator in the hands of Knight Rider, and Knight Rider on an operator is just an incredible force to deal with. You cannot take this man out as easily as you would have expected, can you? That's how good he can be. That's how strong he is as a player. They're just gonna keep on going. Just gonna keep the ball rolling on their board at the bare minimum here. Cactus, he gets spotted out, and all of the members of FS, they're just gonna get caught out. But Cortez, he's gonna go for 1 kill here. Comes to running back, and running back gets denied almost instantly. Ember wants to go in for a swing. He's not gonna be able to find it, but now B-side's under their control. Flash is not gonna be good. Knight Rider just swings out through the Molotov. Just takes the deal on Dominic. Cactus is gonna be good for one. Immediately gets traded out by Scargot. These are the trades going in left. These are the trades going in right. Dodges are gonna be beautiful.
Still alive.
Knight Rider, last person remaining. He has the operator. He's on the back of site. Just one more kill for those knives. That's all that he needs. The spike is not in his territory. No, he's gonna be going in for a swing. He's gonna be going in for a push. He's going in left. He's going in right. Got that person to kill, but he doesn't know where B2 is. He goes out into the open. B2. He just gets a kill out of absolutely nowhere. It was served to him on a silver platter, and he's gonna be the one to eat it all up. My god, FS. They take the 5th round on the board for their side. They're keeping their hopes and dreams alive for map number 1.
They were definitely given that round there. I mean, a great attempt coming out from Knight Rider, though. He was absolutely instrumental with the operator in the backside getting 2 frags. I couldn't even see how he was alive. I thought he'd get traded out immediately, but no, he was living till the very end of that round. But yeah, B2 coming in from that B main will find an easy shot onto him. Almost as easy as Knight Rider found the one onto Kohli. But regardless, we're going into the next one. 5-11 hopes are still alive for FS for this first map. I mean, having this first map in your favor is such a big part of the match, because obviously you want to go in with that lead, you want to have that comfortable one map on your back, and that will definitely mean a lot in the rest of the series. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the side that lose this first map, because they have to get that second map under their belt as well. If they don't, it's going to be over before it even started.
Here.
And speaking of starting stuff, they're looking to start deck into that seaside through garage. Scargot with the sheriff is actually posing a big threat for them. They're giving him a lot of respect by using up a lot of utility and time to push in, but eventually they're gonna make their way in there. Flash is gonna come in, but okay, Dominic will land the headshot. Kohli with a shock dart frag. Dominic with a follow-up, and the entry into the seaside is done. B2 is still way behind, but there's one more player, Ember. Can he catch him off guard? No, he's barely missed him. And they're just gonna, just gonna wait in that seaside. I don't think it's really necessary to go for the hunt. Meanwhile, he will be found out where he is. Does land one headshot. But there are more players in B2 from behind. He doesn't need to do anything. It's gonna be Dominic instead, being the star Astra for the team of FS. 11-6. They only need 5 more to equalize. Can they do it?
I need my thanks.
That sense, the way that they're able to take so much just goes to show that, yeah, FS, they can make it happen, they can make it work, but now it's just gonna get a lot more difficult. It's another Byron coming on down through from the side of Godparticles. And Knight Rider once again is back on his operator. That last round when he did have that operator, he was an absolute dominant force, being able to take down 3 players, but just fell short. He just didn't know what to expect from B2 being on that lurk, but it's completely fine. It's completely dandy, because now they have that second chance once again. Now they have that try. In a way, Cactus!
Oh my god.
You walk, pick a corner!
What was that? Cactus is even gonna acknowledge that was a great shot in the chat. Meanwhile, Kohli is gonna be taking care of the Trailblazer coming in from garage, sending a shock dart flying, clearing out some of these angles. He's gonna be walking right back to his teammate. Meanwhile, B2 is holding tight. Shippy with another one.
With this?
He's getting away with murder, literally in front of the face of the police. They're just letting it happen. The flash comes in, will actually finally push him out. About time. He was pushed out of that goddamn position. But still, it is such a bad situation for FS to actually push to the side. Meanwhile, Shibi will figure out that there are players outside this A side calling for a rotation, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Recon to buy some time, and time will be bought indeed. As now he has 3 players to support him. Make that 4. And this side push is looking almost impossible. With 30 seconds left, they have to go in, FS, and they're committing to this behind the Phoenix wall. Dominic gets one. Okay, they're gonna find a couple. Cortez does take care of Shivi as well. Knight Rider pushed out with the operator, does find one more, and the tables have turned once again. It's going left, right. All on to Kohli, who is gonna be able to plant the spike, I'm pretty sure, but he has no idea where Knight Rider is. He's rotated all the way to A main. He has no idea where Logi is. He's gonna walk in, spray him down. 12-6 match point for Godparticles, and what a comeback.
Was a little too close for comfort. 6 and 12 here. Right at the end, it was looking as though FS, they could have pulled off a miracle, but he already just nailed the 2 coffins. Put the nails on the coffin already. I can't even speak properly. That's how flabbergasted I am, because of the way that the side of Godparticles are just playing all of this. Chevy getting those 2 kills on A long, that should have never happened. That is such a hard angle to get a kill on, and he just got too casually. No one could stop it. They had to use a flash to force him off of that corner.
Revealing area.
Just goes to show that the entirety of Godparticles, they mean business, and they woke
Get out
up
of
on
my
the right
way.
side of the bed for sure. They're hitting their shots. They're not missing a single one. But at the same time, when you consider the side of the other team, FS, they're just not having a really good day. Cortez is popping off, but Cactus is just not on the same boat. Consistency is key, and consistency just does not exist for them.
Oh.
Not today.
Spike down
Scargot's
A.
not gonna be able to take down the run it back. That's another kill happening, and this is already done and dusted. It's a 2 versus 4 situation. Everyone's already in the side. They're throwing out the flashes. They're trying to do what they can, but Scargot's just gonna be able to take down one more. It's all up to B2, but with only 4 bullets, he needs to go in for a reload. Stuck in the right direction. 4 bullets and a dream. It's just not gonna happen. Not against
Defenders
Logista.
win.
Logist is instead gonna be the one to shut him on down, send him back home, and that's gonna be map number 1 going in the favor of the side. Godparticles.
Yeah, what an absolutely instrumental matchup there. It went it looked to be very close in the first half, but I mean, Godparticles, once they were able to figure out that, that early aggression on that first half was giving FS all these rounds, they were able to just shut them down so easily and so immediately. Even in the second half, it looked like there was nothing that they could have really done to actually try and stop that. But I gotta give, I mean, FS, the gunplay was pretty good, but with that agent selection, with that sort of playstyle that they were going for, their utility needed to be a lot more coordinated and a lot more well timed. It just didn't happen. And some of these cases, we're just seeing like players like Cactus, they're just pushing in alone. They don't have the support. And that's, I feel like, gave away so many opportunities for them to find an opening into a site. And that's one of the main reasons I feel like that they weren't really able to have a proper site, a bomb plan coming into the second half.
Yeah, sadly, your disembodied face was talking to me for a little while on beside me, but hey, it's completely fine. Don't really worry about
It's
it.
the spirit of Kirito speaking
Yeah,
to
it's
your ear.
Okay, enough of the fun and games because hey, we have a lot more matches to go on for. But before we do get into that, the match highlights are going to be prepped up and ready, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go. We're going to be heading on down over onto that in just a little bit. But as we are talking about the side of FS in particular, I would say that they just didn't feel like the team that we normally know them to be, especially from practice. Cactus, he's like the star player for FS, but once again, consistency. It's just not there. FS, they are such a good squad. I have such high hopes for them, but when you consider their consistency, it's just not there. It's not the way that you want it to be, and especially against God Particles, it felt like they were missing way too many shots. Today, Cortez, he was just popping off. But Cactus, he's the guy who dropped 39 frags yesterday, and now he was barely able to get double digits. That's not how it should be. And in a way, I'm really hoping that FS, they just try to fix up that. In a way, their strategies were on point. They had the right idea, didn't they? For the retakes,
Yeah.
for the attacks, they had the proper idea, but when it came down to the execution, you can't just rely on your strategy all the time. You need to have the aim to back it up as well. And today in the morning, it seems as though FS, they didn't wake up on the right side of the bed.
What's
God
with
Particles
you
had
and the bed today? I mean,
Okay, I
you're
only
just
said this how many times?
about 5
Barely,
times. About
yeah,
5
barely
times.
5 times. Barely
Uh,
5 times in the okay,
okay,
fine. I'll just give it. I'll just give it.
that's
I've
not
said that to
barely.
somebody else.
That's not barely. What is barely is FS barely holding on to the lead that they established in the beginning. It's just as you
Okay,
said,
fine.
they weren't able to actually hold on with the proper strats. I mean, they had the right idea. You keep saying it, right? That they had the proper game plan, but in the end, they weren't able to provide the support for the players walking into the site. They weren't able to have the proper utility organized for them to push in. I mean, look at this. We see uh, he's just holding it back into the side, isn't he, Knight Rider? Getting those 2 operator frags, and they just don't clear him out. There's the lack of utility. I feel like BS just got served that. B2 just got served that frag in the end. But yeah, stuff like that. It happens so many times over the matchup. They really weren't able to utilize the lead that they had gained early on. They weren't able to diversify the strategy. They weren't able to properly play on the utility again and again. So I feel like that is definitely going to hit them quite a lot in the overall series, because next map we're going into Breeze, and that is, as you said, not their strongest place in the Valorant map pool.
Yeah, that's for sure. But what do you know? Like, do you actually know what's going to be a really strong place in general? It's
Indeed,
going to
I
be
do.
Amazon Great Indian Festival Sale, ladies and gentlemen. And on Amazon, it's the best place that you can get a lot of deals. It's the best place that you can get every single discount that you can dream of. We got you all covered. All the links are down below in the description. Check it all out. Get yourself prepped up and ready because the sales are going to be there. And as we're going to be heading on down over into a break, there's no better time to just go and check out the sales. You're not going to be missing anything here other than the matches that are going to be happening real soon. But we're going to be setting that one up real soon, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be back to the real shortly with the Amazon Trade Indian Festival Championship after a short little break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultragear. We are back once again, jumping straight into the matchup already. We're not going to be wasting any more time. So let's head on down over to the map video screen and see exactly what went up when you consider map number one. Because I don't know, man. Map number one felt as though FS they dropped the ball massively. They had a lot of opportunities where they could have won. A couple of missed shots here and there just costed them so much there. And it was a 13-6 score. Godparticles just took it all away because they had the best possible advantage for their side. But then, now that Breeze is coming into play, I cannot justify the fact that FS they have a chance of coming back from this.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult very much for the side of FS to come back in this because as we know that Breeze is gonna be a really difficult map for them. They've hadn't had the most success on it, and especially considering that Haven, their performance wasn't on par. It wasn't on the same level as we hoped it to be. It definitely wasn't on the same level as Godparticles because they were making so many mistakes that I mean, if they didn't make, if they were rather countered on that, I feel like they would have so much more rounds on their back. Even if they lost it, it would have been like a 10-13 scoreline, hopefully. But it instead they sort of messed up some of the strategies. They didn't properly utilize utility. They missed a bunch of shots. They walked in without proper support from teammates. Stuff like that is definitely gonna do a mental setback on your mind, and you
Yep.
definitely don't want that going into a second map where you're 1-0 behind. But going into the agent selection screen, I'm seeing pretty usual standard the agent selections coming in from the side of Godparticles. They're going to be going for double initiator pick again. They're going to be having Ember on that Viper, which is absolutely important on large maps. Viper can be such a useful asset. Meanwhile, for the side of FS, pretty similar lineup, almost identical actually. And yeah, I think they picked the same lineups, going with a double initiator as well.
Yeah, in a sense that the map of Breeze is going to be an incredible one because it will allow the side of FS and also Godparticles to diversify themselves. And you know what else is diverse as well? It's all the
Me.
deals that we have for you on the Amazon Great Indian Festival. You're a really good diverse guy. I know that, man. But you got nothing on Amazon. You got nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I gotta
nada.
give it to them.
Yeah,
I gotta
come
give
on.
it to them.
Not only did Amazon give us such an incredible tournament cast, they also gave us even more incredible deals on the Great Indian Festival. That's where you need to go, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you need to check everything out, just as we're going to be checking out in game. Because sadly, the games that we have are not going to be on the Amazon Great Indian Festival. We're going to get this all for free. This is Amazon's way of giving to us, and we need to give back to them as well by checking out all the deals, buying a couple of products because they're giving us even more there as well. Some of the products that they are giving are 50%, 60%, even 70% off. You don't want to miss out on all of those incredible deals. Go check it out right now. Links down below.
Especially considering products like Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultragear as well. Those products are so important in your gaming rig. Will definitely help you out quite a bit. If you want a product that you've always wanted, definitely check that out. Like ScarGod, he's gonna want this frag so bad. He's actually pushing all the way to the base of the attackers. FS now caught in a very difficult position, but ScarGod, he's gonna actually get a couple of frags, taking out Cortez Coley. Add Cactus to that list. He's down to 3.
Last player standing.
Ember picking up the 4th one as well. It's all onto B2. I didn't even realize who's stacking, who's defending here. He does find one onto Logista. But how much more can he get? Two players are low though. We have Ember and ScarGod. ScarGod obviously getting 3 frags. Ember one as well. They have been damaged quite a bit, but the spike is being planted in the A site. And all right, there we go. The one singular shot Knight Rider is all that he needed. And straight in the dome, we're gonna see the 1-0 scoreline coming in. It's all in favor of the side of Godparticles for now. But yeah, FS, I gotta say, they were a little bit caught off guard there from ScarGod.
Yeah, ScarGod getting those 3 frags. He's feeling himself, but you can see him, like, he's just loaded up with the clouds somewhere. That's how confident he's going to be after getting those 3 incredible jump taps. And when ScarGod is confident, he is just such a dangerous player to begin with. The way that he's able to take a lot of these fights, the way that he's able to take control over every single avenue here, just goes to show that, yeah, he's an incredible gamer as well.
Speaking of
you're going to be
confidence,
going in
what is
for it,
happening?
but I think that the Kong Alliance pushing their way down forward. One person's dropped down. And hey, they're trying to bait it all out, but Logista, he's feeding all of the information in the entire world, but Logista, he's got to get going into the shooting gallery. He needs to take down multiple. That's going to be one. That's going to be... not gonna be two. Instead, it's gonna be Coley being the one to shut him down instead. That's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. The guns are gonna be going in their favor. And honestly, Logistic, he could have just gotten away with murder there, but Coley, he's gonna be the one to put a damper on his plans.
Scargod, he's gonna be peeking out mid. Does spot B2, does tag him down quite a bit. Again, he's the only Spectre for the side of FS is in Kohli. Scargod with the better weapon is gonna run them down. Ember as well, he's just running and gunning, playing Call of Duty at this point. Scargod with a follow-up, but Kohli, the only sole Spectre, is gonna find two. And that's all he's good for. Triple kill for him in this round. Shivi to shut him down with a ghost. And we're going to see 2-0 score coming in favor of the Godparticles. But yeah, I mean, obviously they had the proper buys coming into that one. They had the better weapons. This time it's FS's turn to go for those buys. They're going to have all Vandals. Actually, it's going to be 4 Vandals and a Phantom. Kohli switching to a Phantom in the end. But it doesn't matter. They all have rifles. Meanwhile, it's a pretty mixed buy for the side of Godparticles. They are paying some bonus weapons as well. A Spectre, couple of Vandals, couple of pistols as well. Sheriff in the hands of Ember and Shivi with a ghost. Shivi did find a frag with that ghost in that last round, but look at that really aggressive play from the side of Godparticles, but Cactus with a clean flick onto Knight Rider. We're gonna see the Trailblazer coming down as well. Will spot a player.
I've got your trail.
Meanwhile, Logi, he's playing the smoke criminal, but he got caught in the middle of the gunfight. Dominic is gonna get that frag. 3 versus 5. 3 versus 5. Yeah, not the way we thought it would go down. Maybe I thought a couple of frags would go in favor of Godparticles, but instead Cactus is gonna find one more into Scargod. 2 versus 4. The drone will spot him out, but his teammates are there. Dominic, he's gonna get one more. Flash is gonna come in at a nice time, but Shivi, oh, the ghost will find one. That's all he's good for as Cactus gets a triple kill for the round. What was that? What was all that action that happened? That A main. I felt like, you know, it was almost as if the side of Godparticles, they're trying to go into the Amazon servers to check out the deals. And the side of the FS were just like, okay, calm down, one by one, guys, come on. Let's make a line. And they all just got obliterated in the end. But it doesn't really matter. It was a bit of a buy round for FS. They had all the Vandals in their hands. And now it's going to be a buy round for the side of Godparticles as well. Instead, it's going to be 1 Sheriff for Scargod. The rest of them are going to be able to go for the ARs. Meanwhile, I think there was a bit of aggression coming out of FS from that top mid, but the Recon is going to spot them out and stop them from doing anything too shady.
They're not going to be going in way too far, but Knight Rider,
well, now they are.
Pressing advantage as much as he possibly can. Scargod clearing out all of the corners. He's not going to be able to spot out B2 though. B2's right on the back end. Cortez is going to be the one to get that kill on the Logista. And Logista getting taken down this early, it's going to be hurting them quite a lot. Scargod!
Oh no, what?
Cactus, that was a massive whip and a half, man. That's gonna hurt you quite a lot on down the line. They're not gonna be in pretty good positions, but still, Kohli's gonna be going for 1 kill. Knight Rider going for a couple of shots. He's gonna be whipping his as well, but Scargod's not gonna be missing a single bullet here. He's still gonna be alive. He's still gonna be kicking, and Knight Rider just knows he doesn't need to take this fight. Just back on off, try and survive here. But Scargod, he just is a sheriff, and he's still going in for it. Scargod with his 4K. This guy is just on a different tear today. He woke up and he's just ready to just tear his opponents down piece by piece. He didn't have a really strong game on map number 1, but hey, as soon as map number 2 rolled in, he started off with a 3K and now he's getting a 4K. When it comes down to a bonus round with just a sheriff.
Yeah, he doesn't even really need that Vandal, does he? Just, you know, make a petition, just let him play a sheriff for the rest of the map. I'm pretty sure he top frag with that as well. Regardless, FS, that was their buy round. They're going for 1 more force. And we're going to have 4 Vandals working for them. Kohli with the singular Spectre. And he's going to be placed in halls. He's going to send that drone flying. Will spot out 1 player. Should know Ember's there as well. Yeah, and will spot him. The poison molly is going to come in, but not hitting him. He's going to be safe, tucked in that corner right next to a ball of, you know, poisonous gas. Meanwhile, Knight Rider, I think he's trying to fake out a drop. Trying to make Kohli peek, but Kohli, he's gonna be sending that recon flying. Won't actually spot anybody. Will get destroyed. Neither will that flash. As he's going for the peak, a big fight is gonna pop out in halls, but no frags just yet. Instead, Ember, he's gonna find Cortez.
How do you get shots like this?
And the second one, Knight Rider.
Like, especially with that crosshair.
I think he's playing on a different resolution, so
I've got your trail.
the crosshair might look different. I mean, we didn't know.
Well, they are going to be walking into this B side. Nobody really defending it. Dominic is going to be trying to bait out those Seekers from the Sky Ultimate used up by Scargot. Meanwhile, B2 with his utility will spot out one player and they're going for this quick retake. It's still a 5 versus 3 actually, and having Knight Rider in mid taken out though, it's gonna be really big. But we have another player pushing in Ember. He's gonna take down Dominic 2 versus 4, and the advantage is just never in their favor. I think they're gonna fall back going for a save. Not a bad option considering the economy is now not in the best state as it could have been. But yeah, 4-1, there's no denying it. It will arrive. But the question is, will any exit frags arrive in favor of Godparticles? As they're trying to destroy the economy outside of FS.
Last player standing.
Oh yeah, it will.
Not enough.
It will arrive.
Yeah, that's not the type of economy damage that you really want. But oh god, the exit frags are not going to be happening for the side of FS, but instead, it is going to be Godparticles being able to get one more kill for themselves, and this is kind of expected. It's the map of Breeze. You knew that this was going to happen. Like, I called it, everyone's going to call it, everyone just knew it as well. Because FS, this is not their best map. This is a map that they despise with a passion. But at the same time, what do you despise more? Do you despise Ice? Do you despise, Fracture? Or do you despise Breeze a lot more? I would personally say that I would play Fracture over Breeze any day of the week. But at the same time, Valorant rank does not have the same plans for me. You know for a fact, Kiri, though, that I've played Breeze more than I have played Ascent at this point.
I mean, that's just some of the things that Riot does, doesn't it? They have this new map out, and it's like every single time I hit the button start, I'm playing on that map. When Breeze came out, Breeze is just 24/7 on queue. Now we have Fracture. Even Icebox was
I
unescapable.
would rather play Icebox rather than play.
No, Icebox definitely grew on us. Icebox initially it felt really bad, but Icebox is now definitely a lot better map, and better is Dominic's aim. He will be taken out, but Cortex with the follow-up. We're gonna see the trades coming left, right, and center, but Shivy's gonna break the cycle, making this a 1 versus 3. Cortez, where are you gonna run, my friend? Surrounded from all sides. Got between a rock and a hard place, and I mean, at that point, it's just like, end me. Please end me.
Yeah, just send me back to my grave, send me back to my teammates, send me back to where I belong here. In this sense, it's 1 and 5. There's nothing really much to say about this. The way that they're taking a lot of these different engagements, the fights to be a lot more cleaner. FS, they're just being broken down systematically. Cactus as well. He's been having a pretty rough game. Yes, he got a couple of incredible kills, but where's the consistency, man? The consistency needs to be there. It's just not happening, not just yet. They need to try and find something 5 versus 5 situation here, but could just get sent down to a 4. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
And now
Kohli.
that's gonna be another kill. They already know what's up. They know the position. They're just gonna swing out. That's gonna put in first initial kill. Knight Rider with the second. Knight Rider's gonna be able to get one more for himself as well. He's right around the corner, but Knight Rider? I guess it's fine. Don't really worry about it because Ember's gonna be the one to go in for that trade on towards the face of Cactus. And with that, it's 2 versus 4. Viper Spit has been placed down on B. It's not gonna get any information. B2 takes off his hat, tips his hat and says good day to you, but he knows where they are, but what is he gonna do with it? Nothing.
There's not much you can do with it at all. 2 versus 4 scenario. Ember, he's holding on to that CT position. A flash is gonna come in. Nobody's really there because obviously the Sky didn't say blinded, so they should know that this is gonna be a save, and they're on the hunt as well. I mean, FS, their economy isn't that good. Speaking of money as well, I mean, what can they do at this point? They need to have that proper buy coming in. I'm pretty sure they can't really equalize on this half if they let this scoreline go to 1-6, which they are. It's gonna be so much more difficult to come back from, and we're gonna see Dominic holding this angle. That's a really cheeky angle. Too bad after doing that on a save round. But it's gonna be a 1-6 scoreline. Their money is not gonna be in the best position. They can go for a force buy, but they need to step the game up. They need to properly hold on to the sites. And we see Logista every time holding on to that CT, watching if anybody's on the flank. And since the flank is not an option, they keep running into it. They keep walking into his crosshair and giving away a couple of frags. And he just walks up in the end and gets a really nice pincer maneuver done, as we saw a couple of rounds back. it's just they need to find a counter to that. They need to maybe retake with a lot more buster forces, fall back. I really don't know what they should do, but they do find a good start to this round as Kohli is gonna open up the entry street, taking down Scargod Cortez with a follow-up as well, taking down Knight Rider. Really big players out of the equation. Cactus is actually pushing all the way towards CT. He can catch these two players off guard and do a really nice backstab. He knows they are right there. Will spot one, takes down Shivy. He's trying to updraft up there. There is the Cypher Tripwire. Doesn't matter. B2's gonna find one in Timber and Logi will get the trade, but it's all onto him. He knows that Cactus is behind. And the whole of FS is right in front of him. He's gonna find one. Can he get a second? One bullet. He's trying to walk away. Barely gonna dodge. Barely gonna dodge Cactus, but he's right there.
No. He's that boogeyman, man. Cactus is the literal boogeyman. He's just walking around all over the place, and they have no idea what to do with him. They're just like, yo, Cactus, where are you? Cactus just popping heads, going left, going right. He's going into their own spawn from time to time as well. This goes to show that Cactus, he's not afraid of anything, and he's going to bring as many advantages as he possibly can for his own squad. 2-6 on the scorecards, 1 round for many. I'm pretty sure that's going on through the side of FS's head, but they can't really get way too complacent, not just yet. They need to figure something out. They need to do it now. They're losing rounds really quickly, especially when you consider them being on the defensive side. They should be finding a lot more, but Knight Rider with this operator, maybe things are going to be looking out for them. This one operator could just be the make it or break it for them, but Knight Rider, if he misses a single shot, he's going to get punished severely for it.
There's a player right next to him. It's gonna be the opposition Jet Cactus dashing away, putting a smoke up to cover his tracks indeed as well. But the B side push is where it's going for the side of Godparticles. We're gonna see the Seekers coming in from Scargod. It will be destroyed. The drone as well gathering some information for Shivy. Meanwhile, Knight Rider actually lurking. He's actually gonna be pushing into the A side, but there's a player right next to him, Dominic. They don't have any idea that each of them exist in this map. I mean, he's trying to clear the right side. Oh no, he will spot him! Dominic!
Are you serious? He entry fragged with an operator and he got the entirety of the A side for himself. With an operator, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Explain how you walk into that, get 3 kills,
One more?
and
Really?
you're actually
Okay.
able to get away with it. Okay, Knight Rider, he's just gonna get a freebie. Yeah, get that freebie. It's a 4K. Knight Rider. One more time. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
talk you into this. What just happened in Kirito? He walked into mid doors, went into sight, found a random Dominic sitting around the corner, got that kill onto him, found Cactus, updrafted his way up top, killed Cortez, and got a freebie on B2
Here.
with an operator.
I gotta say, I mean, obviously they were trying to fake onto B, and that allowed easy access. But again, FS, I feel like they shouldn't have let that A side be so weak and unguarded. Maybe play on the retakes, because obviously holding on to the sites isn't working out for you. If it did, you wouldn't be 7-2 behind. So maybe try and play other retakes. You do have those two initiators. If they aren't working out on trying to delay the entry, just fall back, play off the recons, play off the flashes of Sky. You know, you have all that utility to work with. You have B2 as well holding on to the other side. If they are not, going on a rotation, B2 will know. B2 can provide the information. It's just not working out for them. They're not following that utility. They're not following the strat that I feel like they should be. And feel like they would find the most success from it. But yeah, it's gonna be really difficult for them to come back from this now, especially now that they're behind 7-2. That's such a big gap. And considering they're on an eco as well this round, the gap's just gonna increase if they don't step it up. It's gonna be really difficult if they don't, try and play off the utility that they really need to. Because I mean, overall, I feel like playing on the retake is the best option. But yeah, I mean, considering you have players like Dominic and Kohli as well, they're so good at holding on, playing passively. Just the rest of them can fall back, let them play off their utility, and then once all the cavalry is here, they can try and go for a really clean retake. Because there are so many ways to enter into a site, especially if you're an A. You have that mid doors, you have the switch from halls, you also have your CT, the flank entrances. So many ways to play the retake, but it's just not happening for FS right now. Instead, Godparticles. Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing that I really want to highlight is that I'm not seeing a lot of control being given from Switch. That's the biggest
Oh
question in my
yes.
eyes. Where's Switch control? For example, as soon as you turn on the Switch, the doors go up, and then you have full control of the Heavens Islands. Then, in a way, they need to invest resources to flush you out of that corner. If you have the control of staircase, you're gonna be able to contest A main. You don't have to play inside of side. Someone can play from the pyramids. They can play from either left or right pyramid. They can watch mid. They can do whatever and have cover. And you yourself, who's playing from the switch angle, you also can run on back while there's another person playing halls. There's a lot of different avenues that you can play here. Two people can hold down the A side beautifully, and if you want to play for the retake, go in for the retake. Anything is possible. You don't need to play inside of side. You cannot hold it. At best, they're making a lot of fundamental flaws, and it's kind of expected. If you're not comfortable on the map of Breeze, you're of course going to be making a lot more mistakes. I'm that type of person who made a ton of mistakes on Breeze initially because it was just not a map that I played often. I didn't like it, but I was forced to learn it. And in this sense, FS, they need to be ready for this map. Especially with the recent addition of Fracture, you cannot single out Fracture to not be a hiccup. And if you hate Breeze and Fracture at the same time, if someone picks up Breeze and they know for a fact that it's your worst map, that's going to be a massive dent in your armor if they're going to be the ones to play it and you just can't counteract them.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what God Particles did then, because they knew that they were stronger on the map of Haven and they allowed them to pick that. But overall, the main factor for this whole map veto was that making sure that Breeze was in the selection of maps, and that's exactly what they did. Now they look at the scoreline. They know that they're much more experienced on Breeze, and more important, so FS they're not that experienced. As we can see evident from their positioning in the map, that they don't really know where to have each player. I mean, there's a certain position where I feel like a Sky would be most useful from, where the Cypher would be really properly be able to utilize his utility from. They don't have that, idea of where these agents should be placed, where they should try and play, which area they should try and establish control of, especially on defense when they can control sort of when they want to go for the retake, when they want to hold on to a site. Um, Especially having all those options in your head, you're not able to utilize those because, and considering the meta of Valorant right now, how the teams are playing, Breeze is gonna show up a lot more often because we have maps like Fracture and Icebox coming in. They are very similar to Breeze, and I mean, eventually you need to get that map down.
Yeah, Breeze is one of those crutch maps that you always got to think about. This is one of those maps that you just have to figure something out on, but I don't know, dude. FS, they're digging their own grave here. It's already a 2-7 KD, though. How can you justify losing any more rounds, especially on the defensive side? Breeze is a map where if there is a 9-2 or a 10-2 scoreline, there's no possibility of a comeback. You just can't. There's no way you're going to be able to do it, especially because of Pisseron. Pisserons on Breeze are just a Hail Mary there. You're not going to be able to switch it up. You're not going to know what you really want to do. And in that sense, what do you want to try? What do you want to take?
I
Piss
mean, right
arounds, you
now,
cannot rely on it. You just can't rely on their piss around. You cannot rely on the anti-eco or the eco round as well, because sometimes anti-ecos can turn into thrifties in a matter of seconds. And then there's the dreaded buy rounds, where the buy rounds are really dependent on you having a lot of map control. And in this situation, Godparticles are showcasing a lot more map control on their own attacking side, because you need to remember something. Breeze is a very attacker-sided map, yes, but the defenders also can have a lot of different avenues to work with if they're able to establish a little bit of their own map control. And I'm not seeing any of that from FS. They're showing so much respect. Where are the pushes on mid? Where are the pushes from the side of B main? There needs to be something. They need to gain information. They're being funneled into a corner, and it is the side of Godparticles being the ones to make all of the calls. They're the ones calling the shots. They're the ones who are the cattle herders at this point. And in this sense, like, you need to consider that they need to try and figure something out. And it feels like Dominic's going to be taking a little bit longer to come on back, a little bit of a technical difficulty from his side. And hopefully FS, they can go back to the drawing board as well and try to figure something out as he's going to be coming on back. And hey, we're going to be heading on down over onto a short break as well. And we're going to be right back with you, ladies and gentlemen, the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship after a short break. Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultragear. Sorry about the small delays there, but sadly, Dominic's not going to be able to come into the game, and FS, they have opted to continue the match on a 4 versus 5 situation, not even going for a restart. That's going to hurt them quite a lot because already they're losing at such a massive scoreline on the 2 and 7, and to lose out on one of their players, that's going to hurt them even more. But Cortez is running backwards and gets a slap in the face. On towards the side of Skargot, takes him out almost immediately. V2's going to be able to find his own kill onto Logista. This is being sent down over to a 3 versus 2 situation. Yeah, it's a 3 versus 2 situation. Cortez is going to be able to heal back up, heal his buddy back up at the bare minimum, but that's all that he's going to get. Nothing really much more than that at V2. He's just like, yo, give me a gun, bro. You took my gun, man. Give me something at the bare least, but there's nothing that you can do. Now it's just a 1 versus 2 situation. Cortez is going to be good for 1 kill, but to take down 2 more players, especially with the time that he has, Chibi's going to be the one to take down Cortez instead. 2 and 7. That's going to be a 2 and 8. Another run on the board for the side of Godparticles.
Yeah, and Nitrous is gonna get that free frag onto Dominic's lifeless body just standing there. It's unfortunate that this happened. You know, we tried to make sure both sides could have a fair fight, but yeah, this is what we had to resort to in the end. But regardless, it's not looking good for FS. It's gonna be an 8-2 scoreline, also 4 versus 5. I mean, how can they get back from this in the end? Because it's such. I mean, it's also the Viper that's not available to them. That smoke screen, the utilities, so much important for them right now, especially for defending and retake and attacking as well. They're not gonna have any controller support.
Dude.
Yeah, they are gonna have such a hard time in the second half, which is very much nearing to begin. Meanwhile, looks like a very aggressive A push coming in because there is nobody in the side. Only Cortez holding from door. Knight Rider just moonwalks into the side and gets a headshot with that operator. And now he's holding the bridge. I mean,
dude,
who dares to challenge him?
A Formula 1 race car, and he's just like, poof, I'm gonna go in, boys. He just does not care. He's gonna be able to get a second as well. What's it doing on this server? Nearly got a kill on Cactus as well. Cactus, he nearly walked into that shot when he was getting spammed in through the smoke. That was a close one, but in a way, Skargot, he's gonna be able to get one more for himself, one towards the face of Cactus, and now it's all up to Coley. But Coley's not gonna be able to survive. Skargot with the fake flash, he just swings out with the flash in his hand. And it's gonna be another kill from the side of Knight Rider.
Last round in the
Finishes it all off. 2 and 9 on the scorecard, sending it down over to a 2 and 10. You can see that FS is just not feeling it.
Well, I mean, it's still a very difficult scoreline for them to come back to. Even if I think I'm having confirmation that Dominic is returning. I think his power is back on. But regardless, I mean, the damage has been done. It's gonna be a 9-2 scoreline. Even if he connects in time, I think it's gonna be so much more difficult for them to come back. I mean, mentally they've just got to be in a horrible state right now because there's no way that you lose rounds like that and you come out unfazed. It definitely affects you a little bit, and it makes you doubt the chemistry and the team play that you've been working on for so long. I feel like it's not that's the thing to blame. I feel like more or less the utility and more the strategy on how they need to sort of play some of these situations that they're falling in, like the retakes or side defenses. I feel like the utility and the chemistry isn't the best for them right now. But regardless, I think they're gonna be going for a bit of a buy. It's gonna be, I think Cactus, yeah, he has the no, he actually doesn't have the blaze storm. I think he's gonna have to go for an SMG in the end. It's a bit of a half buy for the side of FS, but meantime, Godparticles, full on rifles, full on vandals, and an operator for Knight Rider.
Now, positions are going to be primed. It's going to be good. But thing is, with Dominic now finally coming on back, we can finally say, okay, FS, they stand a chance. They stand a chance of taking it back down to that cursed scoreline at the bare minimum. And with that on the cards, I personally do believe that on the 3 and 9, it's possible. They can go in for a comeback, but just don't send it over to a 10 and 2. If it's a 10 and 2, I'm going to say it's already done and dusted. Just walk away from your chairs, because on Breeze, the pistol rounds are so unreliable that I will personally say just don't even try it. That's kind of my ideology anyways, but hey, FS, if they're able to take this, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're going to be able to go into a comeback. We're going to be seeing one of the biggest comebacks ever, but Cody kind of expected that camera to be placed from Logista. He's not going to be getting any more information from that, but still Cactus. Beautiful shot from one, but he's not going to be able to get anything more than that. It's not going to be able to survive for long. Shots are going to be clean. Shots are going to be good. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be able to find it all on their side.
I know exactly.
Yeah, Dominic's gonna be taking position near the door right now. He's gonna be walking as the new tip comes in, but Knight Rider is holding there. I didn't realize he was tucked in that corner. He's gonna get that up shot in 3 versus 4 scenario, immediately losing two of their players, one of them being Dominic. Again, the Viper not in the map anymore. It's gonna be so difficult for this round to win. I mean, as you said, they need that 9-3. They need the best scoreline they can. Knight Rider getting one more frag on the Cortez isn't helping. Kohli does get the trade onto Ember, but now he's all alone in this A side. Now does have support from B2, but he gets eliminated. And Knight Rider with the operator just clicking on their bodies and they're just falling. It's like, how do you fight that?
Switching sides.
Just can't. Not in this situation, not against a player like Knight Rider. He's just so good in what he does, just swinging out, just taking in left, taking in right. He's not even missing a single shot here, ladies and gentlemen. And this just goes to show that, hey, this is how scary Knight Rider can be. This is how good he is as a player. And if you give him even a chance to take you out, not even gonna be giving up on that. And also, yeah, just as Knight Rider said, yes, he completely agrees with me. He can hear me from the other side of this monitor.
They've got psychic abilities right now. That's a
Yeah.
jet buff. Red
That's a
didn't
jet
put it in the
buff right
patch
there.
notes.
Yeah, they can hear the casters. Hey, people in tournaments, they gotta worry about that.
I mean, Jet mains, though, they want to be a bit flashy. They definitely want to make sure they're sending the right message to the viewers and everybody else watching the match. And I think for now, the Jet mains, I mean, Cactus, he's not obviously being super impactful, but he still got that potential in him. The Jets are definitely saying the message is in, but it's going to be Godparticles sending the message. This side is ours. Step out of it,
Oh my God,
Scott!
Scott!
Clicking on heads. Getting the
Come on,
found
go
goal. Can he get the fourth one as well? Oh, B2 denies it. There's a player on his flank. There's a player on elbow. There's a player behind him from B main. They're all converging on him. Can he get even one? Gets one though. Shivy. Can he get a second one? There's one behind
3
him.
out of 5.
Finding one more. Knight Rider. Oh, okay. That's. I thought. You know, for a second there, are we gonna see something happen? But no, it's all gonna be. Again, the Godparticles performance. We're gonna see 11-2 scoring coming one away from match point, and. Well, they are on the buy, and it's pretty much, what can I say? It's pretty much just done and dusted. It's hard to sort of feel optimistic for the side of FS right now.
It's gonna be an interesting one for sure here, ladies and gentlemen. Especially after shots like that, Scargod, man. He's been having a tear on the entire server, just popping heads consistently. And in a way, I'm really happy because Scargod initially he was having a lot of issues with the aim, and he was talking to me about it as well. His arms were shaky and he just didn't know how to keep the position straight. But his aim was so crispy and so good when it comes down to his crosshair placement. Now that he's mastered it, you can see that he's not missing a single shot. He's looking a little bit too crispy for his own good. You need to check his computer later as well, but never really know because now FS, their back's against the wall. They have nowhere to run and they have nowhere to hide. It's 11-2. Took a good chunk of damage, but this sends FS, they're gonna be able to get that first initial kill on towards the face of Cortez. On face Cortez, sorry, he's gonna be able to get that first initial kill, but Scarcott is gonna be the one to get that kill onto Cortez instead. 1-for-1 trade. 2 members have already gone down. But Cactus. Oh,
Shit.
the
He was
boogeyman,
just-
man. That
he
was
was
a
standing
boogeyman
there.
shot right there.
Standing there like a menace. He's gonna get the frag onto the Jet. He's gonna be tagged by the recon and he's gonna be hit on the leg as well through a Marshall.
Hello,
Meanwhile,
you're right.
Scargod and
Oh,
Ember.
you-
Oh! Ember is gonna get that frag onto Dominic. It's gonna be a 3
30
versus 2
seconds left.
scenario, and
One
oh,
enemy
Scargod
remaining.
gets one onto Kohli.
Down A.
And Shivy to finish things up. B2 does get one more before dying, but it's gonna be a 12-2 scoreline match point situation
Match point.
for Godparticles. Their economy, they're gonna have to go for a bit of a half buy-ish, I feel like, but it is the last round. They can go for a risky force buy and trying to end it all. At FS, they are on a comfortable buy, so we might see a couple rounds going in their favor, but you know, you never really know, especially when Godparticles are feeling themselves, Gargot Knight Rider fragging the way they are. They could take pistols and storm this side if they wanted to.
Now this is a 2-12. This is where it's all
Ooh.
gonna begin, and this is where it's all gonna end possibly. And I think that the ending's gonna be a little bit more likely with Knight Rider going for a push like that. And a push up from Cactus. Cactus is like, I'm Mario! And then Scargot's like, no, you're not Mario anymore. I'm Luigi. I'm the main character of this story. And Legista, he's gonna be able to get into a little bit of the action as well. Knight Rider is gonna be the one to shut down Cortez, and it's just already done and dusted. Just take it all away, send it back home. And with that, it's just Dominic, the man of the hour, comes back, but comes back to the death of his own squad. I think the more that you can do here, just take it and walk away.
Yeah, they
Just-
weren't looking comfortable at all in the end.
Yeah, like after you had a pause for 15 minutes, it's gonna take you a while to get on back from it, especially with one of your players already disconnected, you being forced to play a 4 versus 5, then suddenly he comes back, the rhythm's already off, you're just not gonna be able to get it. It's not expected. Not much to do there.
Yeah, definitely. I still props to them. They definitely took it a lot farther than I thought they would. But regardless, I gotta say, FS, the mistakes that they made were it just began at the early on from the first map, continued on to Breeze. They needed to stop playing less on their aim and focus a bit more on utility, I feel like. And in the end of Breeze, they just sort of gave up, I gotta be if they honest. And look at their performance. They weren't really even pushing the
Yeah.
site properly. And that happens when you get dominated on a map that you're so bad at. But you know, it's all part of the game. You definitely gotta have to watch this whole match and rewind and figure out how you need to get better on the map. Because maps like Breeze, you can't really ignore them. They're gonna come into the meta eventually, and everybody's gonna be playing them. So what are you gonna do then?
Yeah, especially when you consider that the match outlets is going to be coming up as well. Let's try and break it all down for FS piece by piece of what actually just went wrong for them. Because in a way, there's not really a ton to talk about FS. They just felt very unaffordable. Because just imagine it like this: FS, they were trying to play the map. They were trying to put on an overgrown shirt that didn't fit them at all. It was like XXXXXL size instead of the normal XL, and that's kind of how it felt. Like they were out of their own element. They didn't know what to do here. They just felt wrong. They just need more practice here. They need to play this map quite a lot more. There's nothing really more to say. It feels like the potential that they have as aimers, it's still there. Their aim is good, but the trades, the positioning that they need to do to play off of one another, it's just wasn't really there. The executions when they were going on to B, when they were there fighting mid control, the utility was not being placed. They were using their own bodies to take a lot of these fights. And as you can already see, on this last round in particular, this was a pinnacle strategy for how to play defense on the map of Breeze. You go in for an aggressive push on towards the side of mid, playing off of a recon bolt. And the recon bolt was there. She replaced it beautifully. Knight Rider was able to make full use of it, go in for a full scale push and just shut down his opposition. That's how good he was. But we just didn't see that from FS, and kind of does happen, especially after rhythm has been broken that heavily by one of your players disconnecting and being forced to play on a 4 versus 5. 13-6 on the scorecards for match number 1 and 13-2. I would personally say a bad day for FS, but in a way, I'm not going to be cutting any slack towards Godparticles. They played out of their mind. Shots were insane. They're playing together as a squad, and hey, props to them. They're going to be heading on down forward in the Amazon Great Indian Championships.
Yeah, I mean, all the problems that FS had basically came back to the fact that they don't really know the map that much, having the positioning and where to place the utilities and how to go for the side pushes or retake, whatever. All that stuff comes with having proper practice with the match. And I mean, it's good to have a basic knowledge, even if Breeze isn't your strongest map. You gotta have a bit of idea about it, and I guess that is what they should try and do right now. Have the preparation on the maps that are weak for them. But what else we are prepared for? Hopefully, you guys are prepared for is the Amazon Great Indian Festival sales that are gonna be given in the description below. Hope you're ready for that. Hope you don't get 13-2 like FS did today, because you don't want to miss out on these deals. You don't want to miss out on the shots that you have. The products there are absolutely insane, and more insane are the prices. You're getting them for almost 50 to 60, even 70% discount on the products you all love from Logitech, Intel, Ultragear, LG. all those stuff that you always wanted in a gaming setup. It's right there for the price you could have never imagined it to be. So what else are you gonna do right now as we're ending the stream? Just go on over there, check out the products, and make sure you pick up something that you've always wanted for yourself or for a friend. Maybe come on, aggressive, get me that 144 hertz, bro. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna buy you the 144 hertz when you're earning about the same amount as I am. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be buying that for you, babe.
Oh,
Maybe
why
one of
not?
these days, I'm gonna be buying you a pizza instead. How about that? Maybe
All right.
after we get off stream, we can hang out, we can chill, we can talk about all the matches that happened here. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be all that we have for you for today. Thank you all for stopping by for this initial matchup, but don't really worry about it because the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship is still not done yet. We have a lot more matches to go, a lot more games to play because these teams, they're not going to be going anywhere. They still have a lot more to go through moving on down the line. But for now, that's going to be all that we have for you for right now. It's going to be your boy Aggressor joined by Kiri, the signing on off. And thank you all for stopping by. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultragear in a little.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Let's make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do.